Well, welcome back to my channel, everybody. Chris Gault here, Healthy Living with Chris Gault. I'm also the author of My Journey to the Fountain of Youth, and you can get that book on Amazon. It has a lot of great tips on how to look and feel as young as possible. And I'll put in the links below in the description how you can get that book. So today we are starting week 6 of our vlog, Going Vegan. So it's been, this is the start of our 6th week of being vegan, and we're going strong and we're loving life and everything is great, and I'm just gonna show you the journey. So I just wanted to go over again the 3 main reasons why people go to a vegan or plant-based lifestyle. There's different reasons why, and there's no one says you have to be vegan. You don't have to be vegan. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. It's your life. And but what I just wanted to just mention is the 3 reasons why most people will go that direction. And it's interesting how the mindset changes, so I'll talk a little bit about that as well. But the first reason, or one of the first reasons, is one out of 3, is that people will do it for health reasons because their cholesterol is out of whack, inflammation is out of whack, and so what they found, if you eat healthy, like if you eat a vegan-based diet or a plant-based diet, you tend to, your cholesterol levels will drop, and I've seen a little bit of that, and also your inflammation levels in your body will drop, and you'll become you just feel better, number one. Also you will be healthier on the inside, and there's a movie which I talk about all the time called The Game Changers, and it's all about elite athletes who have who've actually moved in that direction and are actually being better at what they do by being on a vegan diet. So number 1 is diet. Number 2, people obviously do it for the animals. It's these big gigantic farms that mass produce beef really don't treat the animals well. Animals have a horrible life on these farms, and you find that out if you dive into it. And you could look at movies like What the Health and some other ones that will show you, how the animals are treated. I have to warn you, some of those movies, if you Google, you could also look on YouTube and look at movies on this, and it is difficult to watch. But that's another reason why people move in that direction. And the third reason is to help the environment. Because actually the whole animal industry actually produces a lot more greenhouse gas than all the cars on the street. So one of the reasons why people do it is for the economy. It doesn't matter, which reason why you do it or if you do it at all. I started off doing it mainly because of health, because I obviously have a healthy living channel, and I'm trying to stay as healthy as I can. And I'm almost 60 years old, and so I'm just trying to be as healthy as I possibly can as I grow older, which is not always easy, but being on this diet has really given me more energy, and I feel better, and I'm amazed at how much I really just don't miss eating the meat. I really don't. Not saying that everyone has to move that way in that direction, but I'm just saying for me personally, I found that I could drop the meat without any real problem. And I guess because also I'm going in with a different mindset. Number 1 is I'm going in with the mindset that says I'm not depriving myself of having meat or not, but I'm opening up the door to having a bunch of other interesting dinners that don't include meat. And so because you have to be a little creative when you are vegan, because you obviously aren't eating cheese or eggs, or you're not drinking milk, you're not eating cheese, which I really wasn't doing a lot of anyway, because I really try to get dairy out of my diet because I don't think it's really that great for you health-wise. Drinking another animal's milk that was meant for their babies, I just don't see that actually being something that human beings should be eating. So I stopped that a long time ago for health reasons, and so it just shows you how, but you can be really creative on how you pick different foods that are out there that actually can mimic that. Like obviously coconut milk or almond milk almost tastes just like milk, and actually I like it better than regular milk anyway. And then you could do things with it that you can do with milk. So there are ways to get around not having dairy in your life and still enjoy the things that you want to enjoy. A lot of yogurt actually is made out of, or frozen yogurt, or other ice cream type treats that are made of other types of milk other than animal product milk. And they taste really, really good, I'm finding out. So again, because of that, I'm not really missing any of the of not eating meat. I'm just not missing it. And it's opened my eyes a little bit to the other sides of those other two reasons why people become vegan. I am more in tune to the animals. I do have a little dog, and when you think about it, there's really not that much difference between a dog and a cow, or any other animal. And so, just watching some of these movies, which I'm not sure if I'm going to watch anymore because they are disturbing. And again, I'll want you to know that. I just don't know if I could support an industry that treats animals the way that industry treats them. With that said, I do understand that obviously this is people's livelihoods, and you can't just change this in a day. You can't just say, okay, fine, we're going to get rid of the animal product industry for the whole entire world in one day and not have a significant negative impact on the economy. So I'm not sure what the answer is, but I think maybe a gradual move in that direction is better than one that where everyone just stops doing eating animal products or using animal products and then moving in that direction. I think it would just cause a worldwide economic disaster. So anyway, just want to throw that out. I do feel a little bit more for that. So I am getting a little bit. I think when you become vegan, you have one main reason why you become vegan, but then other things come to play. So you start to see the other reasons, and you start to accept those reasons. So the whole animal thing, I am having a hard time with that. And then the environment, I think, we can all sit here and deny the fact that there is climate change out there. But the reality is the top scientists in the world are all saying that it's there. So who am I going to believe? If I'm going to believe, a scientist, and this is just me, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. You have to believe what you want to believe. But for me personally, it's harder for me to believe that a politician who has absolutely no background in science, most of them don't, some of them might, but most of them don't. They're mostly lawyers, a lot of them. And there's nothing wrong with lawyers, but what I'm getting at is it's hard for me to take their side over a scientist side who studied this his whole life as to what's going on with climate change. And I tend to be more mathematical. I'm an accountant by trade, and I tend to be more mathematical and science based. And so when you think about it, the top scientists in the world are saying that yes, there's greenhouse gases out there and it's increasing the temperature of the planet, and that's not a good thing because weather's going to be a lot more sporadic, and we do see that, and the temperatures are going up, and I just think that I would rather side on the side of science, people who've studied this their whole lives, over politicians who actually have something to gain out of this if they can convince people that there is nothing to it, because they've got, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but they have big business on there who are supporting them. So I understand that, but that big business could suffer in making changes to the industry, which may be overall good for the planet, but maybe not good for their own pockets. So because of that, they put a lot of pressure on these politicians who then make decisions. Oh yeah, there's global global climate change is just a hoax. Well, I'd rather believe a scientist who actually has facts behind it and can share those facts, and they do share those facts. So what I'm trying to get at, and I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit, is being vegan lifestyle. Starting this now it's been like almost a month and a half now that I've been on this, and I'm still waiting for my blood test, and I'll get into that in a minute. But it really does make me feel good that I'm doing my part in three things. One, I'm keeping myself healthy because I'm eating healthier food, and I'm eating healthier now, and not getting the animal products in. And so, and anyone who says you can't get protein in from plants, that's where the animals get it. A gorilla, is vegan, and so is a bull. So anyone who says you have to eat meat to put muscle on is wrong. So that's been debunked, and plants do have all the essential amino acids that you need and the building blocks of protein. So they do have a lot of protein in plants. So you can get all your protein from plants. So that's been debunked by science, and again, I believe science. So I feel good that, again, going back to the three questions, I feel really good that, personally, my health is very strong. I'm eating healthy. I'm feeling better. My cholesterol levels are really in great shape now, and that's pretty good for someone who's nearing 60 years old. I feel really, really good that I'm doing my part in stopping or slowing down the slaughter of animals just for their consumption. Not saying that everyone has to do that, but for me personally, I feel good that I'm slowing that down a little bit, and I also feel good that I'm helping the environment out in that obviously there's less greenhouse gases, the less meat there is. So I feel like I'm doing my part, and I feel good about all three of those things. I just wanted to let you know that. Okay, so about my blood test, because I did mention that I was going to do a blood test after a month. This is the start of the 6th week, and I haven't had it done yet because obviously none of us probably knew that this whole coronavirus was going to become what it has become. And I really don't want to take up resources in the hospital or testing for a test that I don't have to have done. So I'm not doing that until some of this blows over and becomes easier. I also want to protect the front line because there's a chance I might have coronavirus. I did have I think I mentioned this in my previous week's vlogs on my vegan diet, that I did get the flu because I did fly to Tennessee. I'm in California. I did fly to Tennessee for a conference, a healthy living conference, and then I flew to Colorado to see our son on the way back. My wife and I both did this, and I got the flu when I was in Colorado. Got back to California and didn't really have a lot of the symptoms of coronavirus, but then I started to get a cough, and that's one of the symptoms. I had a low-grade fever, which went away, which is good. I'm glad about that. But thought that it would probably be good to get tested. And at first they didn't want to test me, but then I found a place to do it. So that one I wanted to do. I wanted to do a test. They were all dressed up and covered up, so I'm sure they were pretty safe. And they clean up everything in the waiting room while they're doing the test and everything. And after, we can make sure that's clean there so that I'm not infecting anybody. And I'm pretty much self-quarantining myself in the house. I do go out for a walk, my dog, once in a while, but I make sure that I'm nowhere near anybody while I'm out there because I don't want to pass this on. So hopefully in the next couple of days, I will have the answer to that one, and I'm hoping obviously it'll be negative so I can get moving to a little closer to a normal life. I know we're all living in a different world right now, and I'm hoping that you're all staying safe, and I hope that we get past this soon, and hopefully in a couple of months we'll be past this, and we'll be like laughing about it. Although I don't think we'll be laughing about it, but we'll at least be past it and moving forward, but obviously this is something that we'll probably remember the rest of our lives because it's a huge event, a huge worldwide event that is it's been unprecedented in my lifetime. So I remember it, but anyway, that's all I want to say. So I'm going to continue doing this diet until I can get that blood test done. And I'll probably just keep doing it because, frankly, to tell you the truth, I don't see any negative effects by doing this diet, and I'm not really missing anything yet. So I feel pretty good that I can probably do this the rest of my life, and so I'll probably do it anyway. So the blood test is just going to be icing on the cake at this point to see how well my cholesterol level is doing and my inflammation. Anyway, that's all I want to say. So we're getting ready to show you a vegan dinner, that recipe we're going to put together. And I just want to show you a couple things in our kitchen that we have all the time because we just feel good about it. We have a little sign up that says today is a good day to have a good day. And the other one, let me zoom in a little bit, says start each day with a grateful heart. And we have those two signs. You can see them up above the stove. They're up on top of those cabinets. Those are those two signs are. So we see them every day. And I think it's a good idea to just keep adding, to the thought that, you need to be grateful in your life, or you should be grateful for what you have. We are, and I say this all the time, we're basically these, trillion to one beings on the face of the earth that we've been born, and we're rolling around in space on this ball, and somehow we're all alive and enjoying life. And I think we should not take that for granted, and just embrace every day for what it is. Also in our house, because this is our new house, we have this nice little beachy poster because, we're all about the beach because we live here at the beach, but also it just brings us happiness. And, life is meant to be happy. You're meant to enjoy it. And I know a lot of times we sometimes get all into the whole sacrifice part of it, and work hard and do other. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you got to stop and smell the roses once in a while. That saying, and we all just need to enjoy life every once in a while. So anyway, just throwing that out there. All right, so we're going to show you a recipe, a vegan dinner. So Robin, what are you making here?
I'm making a tofu power bowl. And if you want the recipe, we can post it in the comments below.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll make sure we put it down there.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am taking the soy sauce and the rice vinegar, and all the measurements will be in the recipe.
Right.
Right.
So you just look at that.
So you can look at that. So I actually use these liquid aminos. It's just a natural soy sauce alternative. So I am going to add these two together. And then it's actually 1 teaspoon of each, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce and 1 teaspoon of the rice vinegar. So I'm just gonna mix these two together and set them aside because we're going to use that later. Okay. All right. So we have the soy sauce and the rice vinegar mixed together. We're going to use that later. So now I am going to heat my sesame oil. And you can do this in one pan. You can cook the tofu on one side and the eggplant on the other. But I actually am doubling the recipe because I'm going to share it with Chris tonight for dinner. So I'm going to do it in 2 pans. Okay. So I'm going to split the oil between the 2 pans. I don't think that's enough oil actually. So I'm going to add a little bit more oil. sesame oil, from what I understand, really adds a lot of flavor to different foods. So,
And one thing I know that you'll probably notice is that all the ingredients we try to use is organic, just to go that route.
so
So this is the tofu.
this is the tofu, yeah, going in. So this is going to take about 10 to 12 minutes. I'll probably do it like 6 minutes on each side, just to get it nice and brown. I actually bought smoked tofu because I bought this, you know, we're going through our coronavirus pandemic right now, and I bought this when I went to the store for the first time after being out of town for 10 days, and I just bought whatever they had, and it happened to be smoked tofu. I was just happy they had something. So now I'm gonna do the same thing with the eggplant. So this is gonna cook for about 10 to 12 minutes.
All right, it looks like it's coming along.
Yep, so my eggplant's cooked. Some might say it's burnt, but I kind of like it like that. And my tofu is cooked. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to take those off the stove. All right. And I'm going to set them aside. All right, we got the tofu. That's a little warm. I'm going to grab a holder. You want to be safe, right?
Makes sense to me.
All right, so we got that. Now, I am going to turn this back on. I turned it off. That's not it. Okay, and I am going to add, this is the soy sauce and the rice vinegar. Remember, we mixed that earlier. And the recipe says kale, but I actually prefer spinach. So I took my spinach and I'm gonna put it in here with the sauce. And just wilt that, so that shouldn't take too long. And then while that's wilting, I took the cauliflower rice and I just steamed it in the microwave with a little water. So that's ready too. So I just put it in there for about 3 minutes. Okay? So that's all ready. Let me come back here. My spinach. We're just going to cook this for another minute or two. And when this is wilted, we're going to put it all together. So we'll be back in a minute when I start putting it together. Okay, so we're back and I'm ready to plate. And I'm just going to plate one bowl right now because I actually have to do a cooking demo for another live later today. So I'm gonna plate the other one then. So I am going to take flour, and so this is our rice. So remember, we're making a bowl, and you know, bowls are all the rage right now. So I'm gonna put half the cauliflower in here on the bottom. This is like the rice part of our bowl. Okay. And then I'm gonna take half of the eggplant and put it right over here, because that's how you do a bowl, right? And half of the tofu. Put it over here. Excuse my fingers, but it's just us. And they're clean. And then I'm going to take the spinach. Spinach really cooks down a lot, so there's not a lot of spinach here. And put it right there. So, let's see. And there we have our power tofu bowl.
Looks good.
Yep, I can't wait to eat it.
Yep, tonight we'll have it.
DC7's Melissa Don. For the last 3 months, one San Diego.
All right, so now you're gonna give it a try, huh?
Yep, it looks delicious.
All right, there it is.
Tofu power bowl. I actually added a little bit of quinoa at the end just to get some grains in there. But it looks really good.
So give it a try.
Pretty good.
All right, sounds good. All right, so I'm feeling a lot better. I don't think I have coronavirus. I'm still waiting for my test. But it's been about 15 days since I first had symptoms, and I'm actually feeling great right now. So one thing we want to do is get back to working out. And since we can't work out at our gym, we're going to work out at the house. And we found the YouTube video where you don't need to have any weights, and it's still a full body workout. So you ready to do this, Robin?
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to do this. Let's start it. And we're going to squat jumps first. Quick break. Same leg. Stop it. Look at her. I'm trying. Let's work out. Something you're working out with your dog. Something like no. right, so that was a pretty good workout. Just want to give the credit to Pamela Reef, and this was her 20-minute full body workout with no equipment. We don't have the gym, and we looked around, but all the equipment stores are closed because of the coronavirus. So we couldn't buy any dumbbells or anything, so it's nice to know if there's actually some workouts on YouTube that actually will work you out without any equipment. So no excuses to anybody. All right, so vegans, non-vegans alike, they had to get vitamin D. So we're out here on this beautiful day in San Diego County, getting our vitamin D in, walking our dog, just having a good time, and practicing our social distancing. As you can see, it's pretty empty on the streets here. Also right on our walk, just wanted to show you, that's called Cream of the Crop. That's a really nice organic, and they have a lot of vegan options too in there. So we visit that store a lot. It's just a great natural food store in Oceanside, California. So on our walk, I just wanted to show you this. This is an all vegan restaurant called The Plot that just opened up about a month or so ago. Fortunately, you know, it's only open now for to-go orders, just like every other restaurant in the country. Hopefully we'll get past this soon, because it's a really great restaurant just to hang out. And they're all plant-based, which is pretty cool. So we're socializing with some of our neighbors. I don't know if you can see, but we all have rooftop decks. And you can see back there, there's someone, and over there. But I guess this is the way to do it now. We're socially distancing ourselves. We're seeing if anybody else comes up to their rooftop deck. But because we all have our separate rooftop decks, we're still going to be more than 6 feet apart. So we're doing our part in trying to keep this coronavirus, COVID-19 in check, right? All right. What is it, Snicks? You want to say hi to everybody? Snickers, you want to say hi? Hello. Oh, it's another beautiful day in Vista Del Mar Way. All right, the neighbors are starting to come out. But we're all still far enough away where it's not going to be a problem. And so concludes another week of being vegan, 6 weeks. And so we're feeling pretty good, a month and a half, and going strong. I don't see us changing anything soon. And we still have to get our blood test, but I think it's going to be a while. This COVID-19 thing bouncing around. We definitely don't want to take up the resources of any hospital care people to go test us for something that is not crucial like it is for, obviously, COVID-19. So we're willing to take our time. I'm in no rush to get off this diet, but I am very interested to see what it's done to our blood work, but we'll find that out soon enough. Anyway, see you guys next week. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button, and also please subscribe and click on the notification button to get all this great content that's coming up every week. Thank you.